As far as the graven images, which Catholics are accused of, how would one justify that they are graven if they bring up the bronze serpent in the wilderness? Obviously, I'd say the people didn't worship that, but Catholics would also say they don't worship their statues, etc. By keeping to a rational biblical understanding, how would you say it's different? This is a great question. So you're right. The bronze serpent was not meant to be worshiped, and it wasn't meant to be a form of worship in that sense, right? It wasn't meant to be a conduit to God. It was meant that they were to look at it, and when they looked at it, then they would be healed of the snake bites. Now, what ended up happening with that? Israel ended up worshiping it. They made it into a god, and then what does God say? Destroy it, because they've made it into a god.
2 Kings 18, baby.
Exactly. And so, but beyond that, we have specific instructions from the Torah. You are not to make any graven image of anything that is in the heavens above, or in the sea beneath, or that creeps on the ground. You're not allowed to make anything. So always default to the commandment. Now, if God has given us a commandment some other way, and I will admit that I think that that making a graven image is for worship, and I think that the response from Catholics will be, well, we don't worship these. But they are used as a form of worship. That's the point. They are used in worship. If they're not being worshiped, that's okay. But if you're using them in worship, what ends up happening? I don't understand. You know, I watch a lot of documentaries on monks, and a lot of the Catholics and the Greek Orthodox, not the Greek Orthodox, not as much, but the Catholics, obviously, they have these statues, right? The Greek Orthodox keep it 2D. They have made man-made rules saying that if it's 2D, it's okay, but if it's 3D, it's not. And so the Catholics have these statues. They walk into the building, right? They bow before the statue of Jesus or the statue of Mary. They oftentimes kiss the feet of the statue. They pray in front of it. You can say whatever you want in terms of we don't worship the actual idol.
If you did the new arrival, like the new arrived alien, let's say, perspective, and like they see what you're talking about, and then they go, let's say, in Southeast Asia, and they see a Buddhist. Let's say they don't. All they see is behavior. They're not, and because they don't know what the language is. They hear that there's, both the Buddhist and the Catholic, something's coming out of their mouth. But they're just observing the pattern of behavior. What would the alien go, oh, these people are actually doing it differently than these other people? Or would the alien be, and of course, this is speculative, it's just like a brain exercise, but it's like if the alien who didn't know anything was comparing these, they would look alike. And then the Eastern Orthodox, what you're saying is, well, he's going to be differentiated because it's a 2D. Now, I don't know I'm sure there's polemics between Catholics and Orthodox about 2D, 3D. We're reverencing, we're not worshiping. What makes a proper icon? What makes a proper statue?
So my family goes to what's called the Greek Festival. It happens every year here in Tacoma, Washington. I don't know if people know this, but there's only one Greek Orthodox church per city. Okay. So there's only one Greek Orthodox church in our city. It's huge. It's absolutely gorgeous. And what they do is it's huge. They take the parking lot and they put a giant, and I mean giant, circus tent. The thing probably holds 1,000 people, right? Easy. And there's a stage in the middle of it. They come out, they do all this Greek dancing. There's all these booths with, gyros and baklava, and all these old Greek grandmothers have baked, all the goodies and everything. You can go buy everything, right? And it like supports the church for the next year. They do it every year. They've been doing it since like the 50s or something. It's ridiculous. We love it. We go, we eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And we will, they used to give out these tokens, right? And we would save the tokens till the next year so that we had money left over. Right? You'd buy the tokens. They
use the same tokens every year.
Same tokens. But now they've moved to a bracelet system. So now you can just use your credit card.
Now. No.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But part of the Greek festival is that you basically walk through the church, and part of that is you go into the sanctuary. just in terms of an art structure, it is something to behold. It really is. It's amazing. Fully painted. The dome at the top is painted with all these pictures and all these scenes and everything. It's just amazing. But there's all these stations. And when we say 2D, what we mean is during the iconoclast debates, the Greek Orthodox said you can't have statues. Now, if you have a picture that is something it's not three-dimensional. In other words, it can't be three-dimensional, but it's two-dimensional. If you have 2 dimensions, it's fine. But if it's three-dimensional, now you're getting into idolatry. The Catholics said, no, we don't believe that. We're just going to have our idols. And so this was like one of the breaks between the Greek Orthodox and the Catholic Church. Now, I would argue that even then, what is going on in the Greek Orthodox Church is still idolatry. People go in, they put their candles in front of the picture of John the Baptist or whatever, and then they say their prayer hoping that John the Baptist is somehow, as if John the Baptist or Paul or Mary or whoever is omniscient and omnipresent, and they can hear your prayers somehow, and now they're going to intercede for you like Christ would and ask Christ to do stuff for you. This is idolatry. I don't care how you slice it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.